It's the weekend, and there's only one way to start it off, and that's with the Predictor League. As we look ahead to this weekend's fixture list, as Nottingham Forest will take on Man City at the City Ground. Welcome to Forest Fan TV. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your weekend. And welcome to the Predictor League, as we only have one of the two today because someone's hiding in shame after they got slapped up by Leicester 4-1, man, and not showing his face. So it's just me and Twist. It's just me and Twist tonight. How are you, Twist of Fate?
I'm good. I had a great week on the Predictor League, so I'm pretty happy, to be honest.
Well, you didn't win.
I
Patch
didn't win.
Adams, big shout out to Patch Adams, 17 and a half for the week there. And Twist second, 14 and a half. And who the hell is RB, man?
Who is he, man? Please, make yourself...
RB, show your face, man. Show your face. Let us know who you are with 13 points. That brings him right up your ass, man. He's on 207 and a half points to your 215. And Simple As is down to third with 200 points. Let's say hi to the guys in the chat first before we get talking. And yeah, Stephen, we will be talking about Wood. Would it be just like Forest to deny the odds and beat Chester City? Come on, you Reds.
Yeah.
That was hard to read, but I got there in the end on that one. David, good to see you. Hope you're well, buddy. Forest on top, the legendary TikToker. How are you? Sponsored by Shipstone. Good to see you. And of course, the legend that is Nottingham Now and Then. Hope you're well, mate. All right, I've got to get your take, Twist, on Wood. And guys in the chat, what are you thinking about this Wood thing? I want to hear from an outsider's perspective what you think of this Wood deal. And Raza, hi to you as well, matey. I mean, just for any of you who are joining late, maybe you've just come in from work. Maybe you've been in a deep coma sleep. I suggest you go back to sleep if you have. Forest have made it official. They've signed Chris Wood for 15 million. There was a 3-game trigger to make it permanent. And I believe there was a £4 million loan fee. And the little cherry on the top right here was that Wood got to decide whether or not he wanted to join. From an outsider's point of view, what do you think of this, Nick?
Look, Man U have got a terrible history in the last few years of doing some terrible transfer negotiations, paying too much to players, giving contracts to players at the club that we shouldn't be having. But this one is up there with some of the Man U ones. This is up there with the Sanchez deal. This is up there with Maguire for 80 million. Because it just doesn't make any sense, man. Anyone would think this guy is like Ronaldinho, the next Ronaldinho, or some really good player. It's Chris Wood here. Let's just get the facts straight. It's Chris Wood. He didn't score many at Burnley. Everyone says he helped Newcastle stay up. I think he scored 2 goals last year for Newcastle to help them stay up. And he hasn't scored many goals this season either. So let's just clarify. This is Chris Wood that you paid 19 million.
Can you just talk into the mic a little more, man?
Sorry. I mean, it's an underwhelming signing. It was an underwhelming signing if it was just a loan deal. But as just as a loan deal, straight up loan deal, 4 million, you can understand it, get you through this season. But to have it structured the way you just said it, 4 million for the loan fee, and then after 3 games, it's a permanent transfer for 15 million. I just don't understand it, because that way you're thinking you want him next year. Why are you thinking about next year for Chris Wood? I just don't. He's not the player you look to for the future. He's the player you look to for this next 6 months to get you through this season and get you to stay up. Now, that's what I'm saying. A loan deal would have been fine. Why they structured it like this, I've never heard of a deal that's triggered so quickly after 3 games, and then on top of that, the player is the one in control of whether he signs or not. It's bamboozled me, to be honest.
It's just stupid, man. It's literally stupid. It's like the point you made about for next year. Who cares about next year till the summer? Let's see where we finish first. And then secondly, man, call it 19 million, yeah? I mean, you could have bought so many more players with 19 million. Tete, who we were linked with, who's gone to Leicester, he didn't go for 19 million, I don't think. I'd have taken him over Chris Wood.
Danilo, you bought Danilo for what, 17, 18 million?
Yeah.
So for him. I mean, you were scouting them Brazilian wonder kids, the strikers. You're better off looking to one of them, even if they don't work out. And you buy it for 19 million. They're young and they've got a future. You can still sell them on. Chris Wood's 31, turning 32. You're not going to get any resale value out of this guy. It just doesn't make sense.
Phil saying, there he is, Wolverine, the man I now blame for the signing of Chris Wood. For all of you wondering, Phil joined the channel as I broke the news on Chris Wood a couple of weeks ago, and he won't let me off the hook with there. So
we confirmed it was a 1-year contract. Sorry, did you say it was a 1-year deal?
It's a 1-year contract. I don't know for sure on that, but that's what I'm hearing. A 1-year contract.
I cannot believe that's accurate because that literally doesn't make any sense.
Well, obviously it's a 1 year at the end of the season, if you see what I'm saying. So call it a year and a half, whatever, you know.
Still literally throwing away 15, 19 million just to have him for that, 18 months?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sai's saying, why did we start him again after the second performance? Not like we didn't know the third one was a trigger. I completely agree. Wood deal is BS, plain and simple. Here's the thing, Nick, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've got a feeling if Wood may not play tomorrow.
Let me ask you. I don't know why. Let me ask you this quick question. He's stunk the place out in the 3 games he's played. Everyone knows that. Everyone's seen that.
Yeah.
So, well, what if it had come in? What if it had been slightly different? He'd have come in and he scored maybe 2 and 3, and he'd played pretty well. And now this news had come out. How would you have reacted then? I think
fine, man, but he's been shit.
No, I don't. I think a lot of people would have still says it's a stupid deal because even if it had come in and done well, I think the deal just doesn't make any sense to me. That's it. He's had a bad 3 games. He could turn it around and score 4 or 5 goals. I still don't feel like the deal is structured well or that he's worth 19 million either way.
Yeah, you do make a good point. You do make a good point.
Come in and absolutely stunk the joint out. I mean, he's not even come in and done like a Vegas where he's only scored 1, but he's actually worked hard.
Well, that was against Forest, so I don't know if you can count that.
He's come in and literally been abysmal. I mean, I saw the rating shows, people giving him 1s, 2s. I mean, it's just embarrassing what he's doing. And the fact that he's the one that's triggered this after the performance he's put in, and he knows that he had nothing. He knew that he wasn't going to go anywhere else, so he's going to bank the money.
And the thing is, Twist, right? The thing is, right? A lot of people do accuse me of being negative, whatever. Yeah, maybe I'm not. But on this one, I've never seen so much quote unquote negativity on it ever. It feels almost unanimous, apart from your hardcore happy clappers who are like, get behind him. How do you think the poor guy feels? I literally got a message saying, how do you think the poor guy feels when you and everyone else is already writing him off? And I'm thinking he's probably got Wood because he's damn well walking to the bank with all his money. He doesn't care.
If he was like the character or a good guy or whatever you want to call it, and he's the one that triggered the purchase deal. He could have said, I know I haven't played well. I'm not going to trigger it now. I'm going to prove to these fans what I can do. And then at the end of the season, I'll trigger it or something like that. But no, he's just banked the money, got the contract, and he's probably going to keep stinking the place up for the rest of the year.
It's ridiculous. Let's see what the guys in the comments saying. Get your Wood thoughts in. Ethan's saying, I think Wolverine could do better up front than Chris Wood. I was actually in my heyday before I turned 21 when I was 18. I was one hell of a cam. Yeah. So me and MG Dub and Scarpa would have been fighting it out there. But yeah, I still think I could do better than Wood. Sarah, good to see you saying, hey, Twist, Barca are beating Manchester United. Straight into it.
Did you not see the game? Absolutely.
Yeah, you were lucky.
Dominated Barca, man.
Yeah, they should have had a penalty. David said, if I knew an activation clause was after 3 games, I'd have ran him over after 1. David's not happy about it at all. And then what else we got here? Chapo's saying, should return him to Newcastle after 1 game. Fastest he ran was being subbed. I agree with that. He was like, the only time you saw any passion or emotion of him is when he looked pissed off because he got subbed off, and it made no sense to me whatsoever.
Cooper should have known what Atletico did to Griezmann and just not played him after that second appearance, man. He must have
and just subbed him off every 59th minute. Yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling. Sarah saying, yeah, let's swap Wood for Ants. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far. Jack saying, just start Surridge. Oh, God, the Surridge Brigade's going to start coming out. David saying, I would start a 16-year-old. Salah saying, can't wait for Owoni to come back and take his place. Phil saying, bring on Brennan's dad to link up with him. Maybe be older now, but he'd at least play with passion. Do you know what? I would so take Jono over him, as in DJ. Way over him. I really would. And then Mark saying, come back, Lyle Taylor. And then Phil, hope you're well. I think most of us now twigged on that Wood is just a freeloader. Can't understand what management see. Financial twist, maybe. I think, for me, look, like joking aside, annoyance aside, and everything else aside, it's clear that Lee dude, I forgot his surname, I've just gone blank on it. The one we got from Newcastle, who's now calling the shots at Forest, yeah? Shock horror, Forest are doing business left, right, and centre with Newcastle. And we're literally not taking their good players. We're taking a lot of their, as I've been saying it, retirement home FC, man. Newcastle retirement home FC. So there's definitely his stench all over this. I forgot his surname, Lee Chav... the Chavmeister or something like that. I've gone blank on it. So that stinks of it in the first place. And under Dame Murphy, we were doing so many better deals. There was so much structure in the way we were doing these deals. And they get rid of him and bring this guy in. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. Ian says 19 million over 52 weeks. There's 365,384 pounds and 61 pence a week. Could have got Ronaldo for a year. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Let me just compare this Wood deal to, say, the other deal you've done in the January window, which is Danilo, which was a really good deal because although you paid 15, 60 million for a guy that's unproven in the Premier League, you got him on what, a 7-8 year contract?
6.5, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, this is night and day difference in these two deals that the same club has done. It doesn't really make any sense, these two deals comparisonally. But
what I'm saying is I think Forest, I don't know if it's Cooper or Lee that wanted Wood. Someone wanted him. Yeah. And all they're trying to do is defer the payment into the next window. So that's why they've done this dumbass deal of triggering it after 3. Now, the reason I think he may not start tomorrow is because they just wanted to get those 3 games out the way because there must have been some agreement of Newcastle. All right, we'll sell him for you. This is to make it perm. Let's put some BS clause in there. They knocked the 3 out and now he's ours. It's just baffling. It's just baffling. What it will tell you tomorrow, if Wood doesn't start, then Cooper didn't want him and it was Lee that was pushing for him. That's what it'll tell you. So it'll be interesting tomorrow.
Why get the games out the way quickly? I don't understand the motive there of getting the deal done quickly that way. Like the 3
because no, what I'm saying is there's probably some kind of unwritten agreement. All right, get the games done. Basically, we don't want you pissing around. Get him in. That kind of thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, God. Chapo saying Lascelles will be in next 30 mil. I wouldn't be surprised. Cleaning money says Nottingham now and then. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Sai saying, obviously dislike him today, but a couple of goals in the next 2 matches. And this, 100%, man. The flip-flops will come out if he scores the winning goal tomorrow. Anton Decker in his ear says Tricky Mickey. And Phil says, I think Shelby is the sweetener. Coops wanted IU. We'll just see. Maybe it was linked in with the whole Shelby thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we give you Shelby to take Wood off our hands, I say.
Is he ours now or still on loan until the end of the season? Can he play versus Newcastle? I hope he can't. Technically, he's still on loan. So we won't have to pay the 15 million till the summer. It's a good question. I'll find out. I hope he can't. I hope he is a cup title, whatever it's called. All right. So that's the Wood debate done. I mean, we'll be talking about it plenty tomorrow in the watch along. We got some games to predict tonight, man, and you guys have got some like buttons to hit. So get hitting that like button if you haven't already, and start talking to us about your scores. Start talking to us about your scores. The one that's kicking us off this weekend is Aston Villa against Arsenal. Surely, Twist. Surely. No winning 4.
No winning 4, yeah. Is this the bounce back game?
Sure.
I mean, we all watched the game midweek. Arsenal looked a little nervy at times. I've got to admit, when they were passing out from the back, they made a couple of mistakes. The fans were like, groaning at these passes that were not making it. And 2 of the goals led from mistakes from Arsenal. So, look, is this their time of the season when they go on this bad run? They've not won in 4. They go away to Villa. They're going to be highly motivated to get back on track. They still think they're in a title race. I don't know about anyone else at the moment, but it's not a bad place to go. Villa, bit hit and miss these days. You never really know what you're going to get from them. I
They
can't
did
really.
beat them there last season when Arsenal weren't that great, but then
Yeah, bit of a different beast this year, though,
yeah.
Arsenal. And then also, I don't know about Partey. I don't know if he's going to be injured because I've been going on all season. When Casemiro is not in our team, it's completely different for us. He's the keyest player for us, and Partey is probably one of their keyest players as well. So if he's out again, they could have some issues.
Yeah, but Partey was in the Everton game and he was in the Brentford game, and they still didn't win those.
Well,
I mean, that
true.
Brentford game, they should have lost that, man.
Yeah, they should have lost that. They did play well in that game. They haven't really played well for a while now, so there is something wrong. Whether teams have figured them out, they're closing down the wingers. Saka and Martinelli are not getting as much joy as they used to in the season. I don't know, but I still think that this is the bounce back game for Arsenal. I think I'm going to go for an away win, to be honest.
I'm going away on this. What are you lot in the chat doing? I think they have to win this one. If they were to lose this and Man City beat Forest, that's it. That is definitely game over, isn't it? It's
That's
like
their game in hand.
job done, gone. It's out of Arsenal's hand and it goes into Man U's hand. I think this might be just a 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 on this one. David's going 2-1 for this one, and so is Chapo. Everyone's sticking to the 2-1 rule. I think I can't see Villa scoring. Although they did get one against Man City, didn't they?
I'm going to give them a goal, man, because Arsenal are leaking a few lately.
I think this has to be the bounce back one on this one for Arsenal. I'm just checking the chat, seeing if they've got any like good ideas in there. Steve's saying 3-1. Villa have some firepower now. We'll get one. Okay, interesting. Oh, God. Bobby, here we go. Wood was a striker at Burnley, okay. Goes to Newcastle. Newcastle don't play a 9. Goals are spread around. Now at Forest. Forest believes in a 9, but can't deliver. Wood, Sam, Taiwo will fail under Cooper.
So who would win?
Good stats there, Bobby. All right, I'm going 2-0. I'm going 2-0. I don't think Villa will score. I think 2-0. Bloody hell, Jolly Ollie's gone 4-0 on this one. Crazy numbers. Absolutely crazy. Okay, let's move on to this Brentford Palace one.
Look at Brentford's record, man. My God. They kind of creep under the radar a bit with these wins and draws.
Look at their ground capacity, man. What kind of dumb stadium name is that? G-Tech Community Stadium. 17,250. I mean, they're basically double Brighton, granted, but seriously, what a crappy stadium.
They're getting close to the Bournemouth level there.
Yeah. Hey, Sharky. Wait. Sharky's welcoming twist. Where's my welcome, Sharky? Come on. Show a little love. Show a little love. I don't know about this one. Palace, I think, are in trouble.
You still think they're in trouble? I don't know, man.
They haven't won in like 100 games. They've just been chugging a couple of draws and taking some L's. I seriously think they're going to get sucked into it. Everyone's saying they're playing too good football not to go down. I'm not convinced, man.
We talked about this before. They've got 25 points in the bank, done and dusted. And looking at previous years, they're only going to need to scrape 10 to 12 points to survive. So I don't see them in trouble at all. Their home form will get them home. This game, though, Brentford have cost me a lot on this predictor league. I always think they're going to stumble, going to get a draw here and there, and they always end up winning or doing the opposite of what I predict. So they are pretty annoying. Tony's still scoring goals. He's been on the longest freaking parole of this charges against betting or whatever it was forever now, so he's still going to keep scoring. I think I'm going to have to go home win, man, just because Brentford are too strong at the moment.
You don't think it could be a draw?
I did put draw last week for Palace, and I got that one right against Brighton. But I feel like Brentford.
Well, Palace at home last week.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not great away.
Okay, I don't know. Let's see what the guys are doing. Sharky said, goes without saying, Wolverine. Thank you, Sharky. I like this stream best. Why? Because you don't have to see Ant or Ez on here. That's probably why. I quite enjoyed the stream because it means the weekend has started. We're getting close to a Forest match for me. What a chap saying, and the girls. D Chapo saying 3-2 to Brentford. That's a high scoring match. Phil saying 3-1 to Brentford. Colin saying 2-0. Tony 2, Palace 0. Steve saying 2-0, easy. Palace are shite at the moment, and Zaha's still injured. True. Jolly Ollie's gone 3-1 for them. David saying it should be simple for Brentford, but this is a game Palace turn up for. It's not. Is this a derby though? I mean, Southeast London versus West London, two crappy
It's more of a
stadiums.
derby than that stupid Brighton Palace one last week.
Yeah, I
So,
just don't get that one still. I agree with Phil. Palace could be in the bottom three. I think they're going to keep sinking. Ian's going for a draw, and Sharky's gone 2-0 for the Bees. I think this might be a 2-1er. I'm going to go 2-1. I mean, I don't feel like they've been scoring many goals, have they? Yeah, not
Brentford?
many. No, Palace, not many.
Oh, no.
Brentford have just had the goals with Tony, haven't they?
Pretty much.
Tony the Tiger. Man, when he was at Peterborough, I was hoping Forest would get him. But anyway. Pete, how are you? He's saying 2-0. And Tricky Mickey saying 1-0 to Brentford. It's quite unanimous on the Brentford one. I feel it could be a draw. It could even be a bore 0-0.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go 2-1 to Brentford, I think. I'm going to play it safe because I need some points, man. All right. Oh, God, another crappy-looking game. Brighton against Fulham.
This is a toughie, man. This really is a toughie. I mean, Fulham are good on the road, man. They've gone to a few places and picked up results and cost me again on this predictor league. So they're really hard to predict. Brighton, obviously, with my boy Matoma, absolute legend. Next big thing. You heard it here first. They play good football, even though you don't appreciate it. They're still playing well.
I didn't say they don't play good football. I said their football's boring.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically saying you don't like watching them, so they're not.
No,
playing
it was
football.
like, no, you know when Barca had Pep and it was tiki-taki football, yeah?
I love that.
I found it boring.
I
found it
watching
boring.
Messi.
I like the more swashbuckling Real Madrid Galactico style. The Barcelona is pass, 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 ping, pong, ping, pong. And with Brighton, it's that kind of, it's not, I'm not saying they're a Barca, but I'm just saying they're just boring and they got well crap up front. And he's just, I still can't believe they're as high as they are. What are they? 6th in the league, man.
Six, man.
They
Well,
got
if you don't
2
look-
games in hand over Spurs.
Oh yeah, my God, they could get right up there.
That's ridiculous.
Well, if you don't like Brighton's style of play, then you must actually appreciate Fulham's style of play because they're a bit more counter-attacky, swashbuckly, get the ball into the box quick kind of play.
I just don't like them. They're dirty. That's the best way to
Dirty.
describe Fulham. They're just dirty, man. They're like the unwashed, like, you know, they live in tree houses and in the middle of a field somewhere. That's how I see them.
They've got the team working, man. They've got rejects. Like, what do you call them?
Raggy dolls.
Raggy
The raggy dolls.
Raggy dolls have come in, man, and worked. You can't argue with it. Preseason Pereira,
Man, this has got a draw written all over it, man. I can't see anything else.
I don't know, man. Brighton.
I think they'd both be happy with the draw.
Oh, it was Crystal Palace Brighton. You remember Brighton got that goal disallowed because of the whole VAR controversy. Guy couldn't draw the line right. So they actually dominated that Palace game, I remember now. So they actually deserved that win. Now I think Brighton are going to win this, man. Home rule. Fulham are a bit hit and miss. They've got enough points in the bank. They're 7th, man. Fulham are 7th in the league.
They're pissing me
Newly
off.
promoted, man. That could have been Forest.
Yeah, they're cheating. They're cheating.
How are they cheating?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They've probably got. I don't know. Their owner is a bit of a dick, isn't he? So he's probably doing some cheating. I don't know. I'm getting a draw. I'm getting 0-0 on this.
You need to think outside the box, man, because you seem to. I don't know. You seem to just go with like the crowd of the chow. What you're.
How am I going to the crowd? Well, let me see what the crowd is saying.
But whatever you do is not working, so you need to spice it up, man. I need some competition in this league. Come on.
Let me just read some of these comments out. What the guy's going here? Chapo's gone 2-0 Brighton. Phil's gone 2-1 to Fulham. Interesting. David's saying this has got a draw written all over it, but a good game. Half agree with you. So I'm saying best streams Royals Wolverines rants in my opinion. Match review of Fulham and the Wood stream earlier was hilarious.
That was good.
They're from the heart, man. I'm glad they're funny, but I mean what I'm saying. Andrew's saying 1-1 snore draw. I'm always Sharky on it being a ball draw and with Tricky Mickey. Brighton, another tin pot shitty club. I kind of do agree with that. Although I would like their setup. Ez is in the house. The ego has landed. I'm surprised you didn't call this channel Nottingham Forest fan with capital fan Wolverine team. I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. Oh, God. Let's move on. Street says Brighton are quality under December. Scores goals for fun 3-0. Fulham will have a man sent off. Jolly Ollie going 1-1. Sarah saying 2-2. David saying unwashed Leeds. Yeah, Fulham are like a Leeds. They're just unwashed. Proper teams wear red. I half agree with you there because the guy below me's team, I don't like. Colin saying Brighton 2, Fulham 1. 3-2 to Fulham, but VAR will make it 1-1, says Ian. Interesting. There should be a little VAR box you can do on this.
Yeah, true.
Sharky saying wood outside the box tomorrow, probably our box. Oh God. Big ground 1, small ground 1, says Peter, and Bobby saying 2-1. I'm going 0-0, man. I've never put 0-0 0-0 down
Because it's risky.
Because it annoys me if someone scores, you think, oh, for God's sake, man, there goes my weekend. But I'm doing it.
Screw it. You're only covered for obviously a 0-0 and a 1-1. Anything else?
Man, you're going so tactically psycho-babbly with it, man.
Game, man. You read the rules. You play to the rules. That's the rules of the game.
I just play it simple. I go for the score I think it's going to be.
All right, 0-0 up then. See how that goes.
All right. This has to be, surely, guys, in the chat, this finally has to be the weekend that Chelsea... Oh, we can't call him Chelsea anymore, can we?
You got two some
Abramovich is gone. Yeah,
an American kind of
Ted Lasso-y.
Yeah,
I need a new name for Chelsea now. Chelsea have to surely beat Southampton. Now, speaking of Americans and Ted Lasso, he's rejected them, hasn't he, Southampton? So he's not going there.
Wow,
I mean, you're in a world of shit if you're getting rejected by Ted Lasso, man.
Was it him that rejected it? Was it a mutual thing? Was it a term of the contract? I don't know, but he's not going there. And apparently the assistant manager wants the job. He's stepping up, the only man that wants it, apparently. Because if you could handpick a fixture in the Premier League at any point in the season, this is probably the one team that Chelsea would want to try and get their season back on track, man. Because, they've got the players, man. I mean, they keep persisting with Shitverts up top, man. I just don't get this guy and why he always plays Havertz up top. I've never rated Havertz. Mainly because I can't pinpoint what he is.
But he's not a striker. One thing's for sure. He's not a striker.
He's not a striker, and he keeps playing up front. I mean, Felix is class. He's shown that in his couple of games he's played. He is class. Wish we'd have got him. But it's got to be a Chelsea win. I mean, Modric came on against Liverpool for his debut. 20 minutes, looked like an absolute worldie, looked like a baller. And the 2 or 3 games since then, he's looked absolutely terrible. So, Chelsea are obviously going to turn this corner eventually. We should just enjoy this. I'm just enjoying the moment where they're still playing crap because at some point, whether they get a new manager or not, they've got the money, they've got the players. They're eventually going to turn their form around. And next season, they're going to be challenging. So enjoy it while you can for Chelsea's poor form.
I was just, you just said Felix. Yeah. You know what? I'm just thinking. Again, sorry guys, I've still got wood on my mind here. Yeah, they paid 11 million for Felix for the year.
Yeah,
for 6 months. That's nearly half the price of what we paid for Wood and 900 times the player. Yeah, I would happily have paid 11 million to loan Felix over getting Wood, man. Just the thought came. Now, the only thing I can ever see is price tags and players and what we've paid for Wood. It blows my mind.
We paid 3 million loan fee for Weghorst, man. So, and they're basically the same players.
Yeah, but you haven't had to tag another 15 million onto that.
Exactly, yeah.
Wait, you paid 3 million? Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Phil saying ran all you want is still your fault. Pants down Forest, says James. Let's have a look at what these boys are all saying in here. So we've got. Why are we on 29 likes and like 80 odd of you in here? Seriously, god damn it. We've got 2-0 from Chapo. Phil saying 2-0. Southampton 14-0, says David. My God. Sharky going 2-0. There's a lot of 2-0ers here. Phil, Bobby, Chelsea will smash him. Yeah, we do need a Chelsea smashing them. Thinkers going for new Jeremy Kyle show instead. I have no idea what you're talking about. Southampton has settled for relegation. Look at Sharky. Sharky in the house with the gold emblem badge by Raz going 9-0. I'll take a 9-0. South Craptown will bottle it, says Phil. Felix Colin 1-0. What?
Are we calling it for Southampton yet? Are we calling them down? Can we officially?
Oh yeah, they're down. They're
we
down.
Put that R next to their name now. We could commit.
Yeah, they got an R, man. They got an R by their name. Loads more coming in here. Tricky Mickey saying 1-0 Southampton just to get Harry Potter the sack. Could that happen?
Oof.
If they did, that's an interesting point now. I can't see it happening in terms of Southampton winning. But that surely would do it for him, wouldn't it?
I don't think so. I don't think they sack him this season.
No matter what.
I think they've written this season off. It's already been written off. They feel like they're not really going to get Champions League. They're in the Champions League. If they go far in that, it's a bonus. But they're just written it off. I think they'll give. Do
you know what I will say though? Do you know what I'll say? Next year, Chelsea are going to be pushing that title, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Enjoy it while we
can. If
can.
they buy a striker in the summer, that's game over for the league. I'd say they've probably got a deeper squad than Man City.
Man, if you look at their squad, they've got the two quality fullbacks, two quality backup fullbacks. They've just got Enzo Fernandez in midfield. They've got Felix. They're looking to bring in Felix on a permanent thing. I saw today. So they've got the structure of an absolute brilliant squad. They just need that one striker, and it's nearly there. So
it's a striker away. It literally is. Chapo's saying Jesse March going for a new Jeremy Kyle. Oh, okay, that makes a little more sense. Not much. Maranaka's money laundering coke business, says Phil. Chelsea won't win Prem with Potter, says David. I think they beat Southampton. I think this is going to be a big one. I'm going 4-1. It's going to be 4-0 now, and I'm going to be annoyed. Southampton haven't got a goal in them.
I was going to say, a bit generous giving them a goal.
And 3-0 Chelsea. Nice, clean, simple.
Who's
playing your tactics there. Yeah, your tactics. All right, then we've got... Oh, this is important to Forest, this one.
This is a 6-pointer, man.
Wait, Goodison has a capacity of 40,000.
Wait, you thought it was less?
I thought it was way less than that. It looks like a bike shed.
They've got their new stadium that's getting built, haven't they?
Yeah, but it's still bike sheddy-like, isn't it?
It's one of them deceiving ones, I think, where you've got the extra layers up. They're quite, like, tilted, I was saying, so you can get more in there. But I don't know. 40,000 sounds about right. That's what standard stadium is usually, 35 to 40, something like that.
Yeah, we'll be 38. We'll be 38. Evening, Martin. Hope you're well, buddy. I think, look, from my perspective on this, who would I rather lose?
It's a tough one because, look, Everton played well against Arsenal, got the win, but then they went to Anfield and they just skipped 2 goals. Pickford must have Salah in his fantasy team or something because he just moved out the way and just let him score. And then I think it was Cody at the back just didn't clear the ball for the second, and they had a 2-0 lead, and that was it. So, but I said it last week, Everton are going to pick up points at home. They're going to grind out wins. That's how he does it as a manager. But this is a 6-pointer. But to be honest, one thing I've seen about all these teams at the bottom, Leeds play the best football. I'd say, let me have a look at the table. All the way up to probably the bottom 10. I'd say Leeds play the best football at the bottom 10, man.
Nah.
And that's not to say from a Man U fan, but they do. I think they do. I think they play really good football. They just lack a goal scorer and lack goals.
I'd say Wolves play decent football.
Yeah, Wolves. Yeah, that's similar to Leeds in the way they haven't got a goal scorer, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I like
Leeds. It's identical. Yeah,
Leeds are a bit more like up and at them, high press, always on you. I was impressed.
I think Leeds will win this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've already got slotted in, not locked in, but I've got a 2-1 Leeds win.
I just think like Everton had their manager bounce with Kane. That's gone.
I mean, Everton. Who was that guy up front the other day? Sims or whatever it was.
Sim card.
They've recalled him from a freaking championship team and saying he looked an absolute mess, man. They again need a striker. They need Calvert-Lewin back, but he's always injured. So if they don't get him back, they're going to struggle for goals. I'm definitely thinking Leeds can go there and get Nonto, my boy Nonto.
I don't think Everton can win. I think it's a draw or a Leeds win.
Yeah,
they look decent. Let me just see these messages because someone did mention it. Yeah, Colin said Leeds played well against United. They did.
Oh, yeah. In both games.
You were lucky.
I won't say lucky.
You were lucky.
No, I appreciate they played well.
Leeds will win it 1-0, says Phil. Steve is saying 1-1. Trevor's saying I've been on Forest Ground when there was 59,500 in the ground. We beat Man United 2-1 and 67. It was rocking. Yeah. Lucky, mate. A lucky twist. 2-1 and 67. Suck on that.
59,000.
Yeah. You can only dream of those numbers of non-plastic fans. David saying hoping for a draw. 0-0. What's best for Forest,
I was
guys?
going to say, what is best for Forest?
I think an Everton loss is best for Forest. I really do. I know a lot of you are saying the draw. Hey Sean, hope you're well, buddy. I just think if three go adrift, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And at the moment, Everton are 18th, and I can't see how many points there are. How many points are Everton on?
That would mean Everton are on 18 points. So if Leeds win, they'll go on to 22 points. So it will be a 4-point gap. So it does start to get them adrift, and it's a psychological factor when you've got more than a win gap between you and the team ahead out of the relegation.
So wait, let's just do the math. Hold on, let me just get the table up so I can do some maths. So if Leeds win, yeah,
22 points.
So if Leeds win, they go to 22, yeah?
Yeah.
And West Ham lose, then there's still only a 2-point gap cutting them adrift. The problem is Leeds then get closer to Forest, but it will still be behind us.
I mean, by the book, you should be saying... Should you be saying draw, I guess?
Draw is the safer one, but guys, what do you think? Is it better to get that gap or to have two teams floating down the bottom? I don't know. I really don't know what the best scenario. I think you cut three adrift and you run. You cut them loose.
Or you just pick the horse that you think's more likely to go down and back the other team, and then get that one down. Like you said, if you think Everton have got more chance of going down than Leeds, and back Leeds.
I think Leeds have got a better team than Everton.
Oh, 100%. But they haven't got a manager.
That is true. Uh-oh. Forest Ants in the house. Is Twist another Man U hypocrite who's been whining for years about how unfair it is that PSG, Man City and Newcastle have dirty oil money, who's jumping with glee now the Qatar are buying them?
Oil me up, man. If you can't beat them, join them, man. If everyone's going to do it, why can't we? It's like, it's fair, man. So, look. We make
listen, before we carry on, I've got to ask you Forest fans the questions. Now, we all love Marinakis. I'm sure you're all going to spam some Marinakis emojis in the chat, right? Let me ask you this question. If my fellow Arab, my uncle with his rich oil fields, I wish I had one of those, came for Forest and chucked billions of it, would you be willing for Marinakis to sell Forest to the Arabs? Yes or no? In fact, this has to be a poll. This has to be a poll, man. That's what I'm asking you, David. That's literally what I'm asking you.
I don't see why you'd not say yes, though, man. I mean,
you take
you answer the question, then. Would you do it?
Huh?
What would you do? What would you want it to happen? I know. I mean, it's common sense. Surely you want your club to have as much money and be as powerful as possible. So obviously you're going to say yes, man. It's a no-brainer.
Twist the flip-flopper.
No, I ain't flip-flopping. Look, Man City and PSG, they did it. We did it on our own. We did it with the Glazers using the money that Man U produced. Because we have so much revenue, we could do it on our own. That's why we could still bid for players. But it's these other clubs, like frickin' Klopp's always moaning about how he's got no money, and how Chelsea and PSG and Man City can buy all these players. We could do it on our own because we had generated so much revenue on our own. But if Qatar comes in, they're going to sort out what the Glazers did. They're going to clear our debt, which has been lingering there for 20 years. And then they're going to start rebuilding the stuff that the freaking owners should have been doing for the last 20 years. The infrastructure, the stadium, all that kind of stuff. So oil me up, man. Oil me up all the way. Get these Qatari guys in.
This poll is interesting, man. 56% are saying no. 44% are saying yes. Wow. Phil's saying, I wouldn't want it, but can't say too much as I work for an energy company and happily take their money.
Exactly. Everyone's a hypocrite.
Says, bring the money. Welcome to my Arab brothers. Remember, we've had some of my old uncles back in the day Fawaz on that. Yeah. So, careful what you wish for. Tricky Mick exactly saying, not another Fawaz. I'm going to be straight with you guys. I love the Greek father. I love what he's done. I love how he's invested. But you bring me one of my Arab boys in, and you just, the old, we buy who we want when we want. That's a drop in the ocean. Yeah, the money they could pump into Forest. As far as I am concerned, this league is going that way. And if it were to come to Forest, You got
People
to.
turn it into an ethical thing as well. You're never going to get the perfect owner, man. You're never going to get the guy who's like, oh, I'm just all about the club. I've never done anything dodgy in the past. I've never done anything ethically wrong. It doesn't exist in this world, man. So you take what you can. And if that means the Qatari money for us, then I am fully on board, man. And anyone should be.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's the UK is already taking 40 billion a year from Qatar. Yeah. Ain't no one kicking off about that. In fact, that Belen BJ Johnson was praising them 6-8 months ago, saying thank you for the extra 10 billion you're investing into us next year.
Yeah. And
So
everyone moaned about the World Cup, but still went there and watched it and showed up and bought the products and watched the game. So everyone's a hypocrite. So
it's
whatever.
true. It's true. I'll take it. Let the cheating Arabs keep their oil money, says Stephen. I mean, if you think the guys, the billionaires that are in America, the ones that are owning Chelsea, are not cheating and doing that, then my God, I'm feel for your fickleness a little. Exactly. Twist says, as I actually agree with something he said. Virtue signaling, motherfuckers and hypocrites.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's take the money, man. Take the money. You know what I think they're trying to do here, right? They're trying to turn the Premier League into a Super League, like from within. That's what's happening with all these Arabs buying it, with all these billionaires buying it. And that's got the rest of the leagues worried. In essence, you're going to end up with almost a separate league within a league in the Premier League. And that's going to be your Super League, man.
What do you think? What so you think now? Man City, Newcastle, and Man U now can pull away for just off this money. I don't think they'll pull away. Chelsea have got money.
No, what I'm saying is Chelsea will be in there. Spurs will be in there. I think 2 or 3 more will get bought out by some Arabs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at a powerhouse of like 7 to 10 teams.
That's how it's always been. I mean, it used to be the top 4.
No, but then there's a real powerhouse, isn't there? The problem is, if everyone is rich, no one's rich. You know what I'm saying? Remember in Bruce Almighty, I'll go to Jim Carrey for lifelong lessons. Remember when everyone won the lottery in Bruce Almighty and they all got paid like 30 cents or whatever it was? Yeah. So if everyone is rich, no one is rich.
No, but they are, because it's just you're just talking about the Premier League. What about this? Is why everyone else is pissed. This is why Barca and Real and Juve all want to start this Super League, because they're jealous of the Premier League money, man. And that's before all this Qatar money and whatnot's coming from Man U and anyone else that might get bought. So look, they're the biggest losers in this.
How did we get on to super rich teams while we've got Everton and Leeds on our screen here, man? I don't know. And I still don't know who I want to win. I think for me, the best option is Leeds to win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 to Leeds. I think that's better, man. Cut 3 teams adrift, and then Crystal Palace will fall down and meet them. That's got to be the way. That's got to be the way. All right, main event time. Forest versus Man City. Before we do that, let's see what you guys are saying in the notes. Ant wants a sugar daddy. And Sharky, you can be his sugar daddy, I'm sure. Ant says, I'm just panicking the number of Arab states will run out before one of them buys us. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. There's still plenty. I've still got a few of their numbers in the old black book, and I can make a call here and now.
But has been proven, the same state can own multiple clubs because the Qataris already own PSG.
You just changed the name, innit?
It's got to change the name on that freaking.
You just changed your name from Mohammed Ibn El something to Muhammad Abu. Yeah, you just changed from son to father, and that's fine. Sharky saying times are hard, take the money. I'm thinking of making my butler redundant, can't afford him as well as the maids. As saying, oh, that's an internal one. Can we get Bertels out of retirement rather than playing Deadwood? Andy's still seething on it. I'm not commenting on our result. Oh God. Protestations are not uncommon, nor are prostate. I have no idea what that is. 2-0 to the Manx, says Sharky. He's straight in there. 3-0 says Chapo. Hat-trick to Wood.
Hat-trick Wood, man.
Look, right.
That would be funny. I would love that.
This is... I'm always cocky. I'm always a prick pre-match. but I'm not this time. I'm pretty humble with this one, man.
You're not going for a warning here. You're not getting the warning message. Is that what you're telling me?
But then I've just got this sneaky feeling.
You
You know what? You know what, right? They must watch us at the City Ground or something, or in the training pitch. Because the amount of times, like, I remember when Ez gave MG Dub a bit of a roasting, yeah? A little motivational speech. He then went and had his best game ever the next day. Yeah. I've been on Colback's back all season. He's starting to show little signs that he remembers what a football looks like.
Okay.
I called Worrell out a few times. Maybe he'll play well tomorrow.
That means Wood's going to turn into Haaland.
That's what I'm saying. Now that I've absolutely destroyed Wood, yeah, the poor guy, yeah, well, not the poor guy, the rich guy, maybe I somehow would have helped him to remember, how to walk. Let's start with walking. Let's not even go to running. Let's start with walking. Putting one foot in front of the other, showing a little pace. Maybe. Nah. I'm just hearing myself as I'm saying the words, man. I can't see this one. This is we're screwed. It's screwed. What you said?
Look, if you think of it as a percentage, I'd give you like a 5% chance. I mean, there's always a chance.
5 whole percent. Okay,
I'd give you a solid.
That's probably
5%.
higher than the possession we'll have tomorrow. I'll take it.
It's going to be like your formation today in the match preview. It's going to be low block central, man. It's going to be 25-30% possession. It's just whether Man City can break you down, man. It's whether they rest a couple for midweek. They got Champions League, whether they're a bit tired after the victory against Arsenal midweek. A lot of ifs, a lot of buts, but it's very unlikely you're going to get the win. But there's always a chance, man. You just never know.
I don't know why I've got this stupid, dumb, delusional thought in the back of my head that maybe there's a chance. I don't know why.
Shelbyville, is that it? Is he the reason? Is he the catalyst?
No, he's not the reason.
He's not. You didn't see enough of him last week to think that he can come in and absolutely transform your team.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, in the words of Anastasia.
Jane.
I'm sick and tired of getting a semi over a player who comes on for 20 minutes and does a little cameo. And then you think, okay, there's our savior. And it's just happened like 2 or 3 times this season. And I'm sick of it. Until someone goes out and puts a run of games, like say an MG Dub, where he's put a run of games out and he's convinced me he is the man, then I'll start getting from a semi to a stiffy. Until
How many
that
in that
happens,
convinced category for you this season? MG Dub, Johnson, is that it?
no, not Johnson, no.
You want him to put Johnson in there?
No. Johnson is
Loddy.
moments for me still.
Loddy,
I've got my convinced, like beyond shadow of a doubts, of players that are ironed into my team sheet. MG Dub's the first name on my team sheet.
Mm.
It was Aurier. But he's been a little Spursy. He's been a little Spursy these last few games.
Nah, he's not been Spursy. He's been Aurier, because that's how he was at Spurs.
Aurier,
He had good patches and bad patches. So you get what you pay for with him. And Loddy's got to be locked in. Loddy's looked.
Loddy's definitely been consistent. I'm happy with Loddy. Those are 3. Guys in the chat, help me out. Like, who is a guaranteed performer? I mean, Yatesy's been solid. I mean, he doesn't offer much going forward, but he does a job.
Hoyler's played a lot, but I've not seen him. Danilo came in, started pretty good, and he's had a few poor games that I've seen lately. Danilo.
Who?
Danilo.
He didn't even make the squad last week. I don't know, man. I'd say I've got 3 or 4 that I'm convinced of. The rest, I need to see some performances, if I'm being straight. I need some performances. Bolly, yeah, but Bolly was always going to get injured, Colin. He was always going to get injured. Here comes Michael Dixon. Anything can happen in a game. Why are you so negative? We can win. I mean, Michael, no offense, man, but are you listening to what we're saying? Like, seriously, have you just not listened to the last 5 minutes of what we just talked about? Seriously. Rewind.
Well, I hate this expression free swing, but it is a semi-free swing. You can go out there with no pressure, at least, surely. There's nothing. No one expects you to lose.
Yeah, but Nick, we said that against Man City and Arsenal, in the first matches, and I mean, they literally played with no pressure because they didn't play. It was like as soon as the first goal went in, it was like, okay, thanks. When's full time? Yeah, Alistair, I agree. Felipe is awesome. What I'm saying, if you put your thinking caps on for a minute, and you give a player that has been a 7 or an 8 out of 10 every game, the odd one here and there, fine, yeah. But honestly, you got MG Dub, you got Yates, you got who was the other one I said? I forgot him now. Lodi now after the Leicester game.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. That's about it. Sharky saying, can we have a watch along of a different match tomorrow and just announce the final score? Well, there should be plenty of goals, man. There should be plenty of goals. Navas will be busy, says Mike. And you're saying Navas, but he's only played 2 games. He's only played 2 games. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if my point is coming across. Phil saying, I fear Felipe will now get a red card thanks to everyone praising him. That's what I'm talking about, Phil. Stuff like that will tend to happen. Sai saying they'll get in Felipe's head, he'll be off, and Aurier will end up as centre back and also get sent off. Yes, but underdogs, less pressure, more freedom, less to lose. Okay, Michael, so what happened in the reverse fixture? And what happened in the Arsenal fixture, the 3 Man United fixtures, where we were the underdogs? Explain those ones to me.
Yeah, but that's when you was just, you're still playing 5 at the back then. Now you've locked in this low block.
No, we weren't. We were playing 4 at the back. No, against Man City, sorry, we did play 3 at the back. Against Arsenal, we were 4 at the back. Against you, I mean, we played you 3 times in like a week, man. And that was 4 at the back.
Coops is just struggling to find that balance, man. Like I said this in previous weeks, early in the season, you was leaking goals left, right, and centre. He turned it into a low block. You're not conceding as many goals since Christmas, looking a lot more solid defensively. But you're not turning it into the other end. You're not scoring enough goals. You're not creating enough chances. He needs to find that mix. This game, I don't know. Do you play low block? Let me ask you this question. Would you prefer to see Forest go out there, play really good football, and lose 3 or 4-0, or would you like them to see do what they've been doing recently since Christmas, low block it and only lose like 1-0?
Obviously, I prefer to lose 1-0 than 3 or 4-0.
Even though you see progress in the performance.
I don't think there's no way in hell this game can only be 1-0. Well, maybe it can be. I don't know, man. I don't know. If I took my goggles straight off, right? If this on my screen right now was, I don't know, West Ham versus Man City, I'd be saying 3-0 Man City. If this was Leeds against Man City, I'd be saying 3-0 Man City. Because I got my stupid Forest goggles on.
Well, you've done it before, man. You beat Spurs, you beat Liverpool. The City Ground has the atmosphere.
You're just trying to sucker me in to put in a Forest victory. That's all you're trying to do.
You've never put them down to lose all season yet, have you?
No, I have. I put them down to lose against Liverpool, and we actually won.
Oh, reverse psychology game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, so maybe I do that again. Maybe that's the way to go. Frankie, you absolute legend, becoming a member. Thank you so much, Frankie, for supporting the channel. On Tuesday, we got Sarah Clapson on the channel exclusively live, and she'll be taking all your questions. There'll be member questions. I forgot to put the community tab up for that, but I'll get it up there for the members to get their questions in. We got Pac-Man in here. As a City fan, I think we beat you 3-0 and get 3 goals by 50th minute in and just take our foot off the gas. I'd probably take that. 3-0 puts us on -23, I think, goal difference-wise. There still is this small ounce of me that Chris Wood is going to score a goal and we're going to win it 1-0 or it'll be 0-0. Wait, no, then he hasn't scored a goal. Or 1-1. I don't know why. I think because I've cussed him so hard, right? It's just written in the fate and the stars that he scores tomorrow.
I mean, it's not going to be a good game for you to watch, man, because you don't like the ticky-tacky Man City football, and they're going to have the ball for 80% possession. So it's going to be a tough one for you to watch. I think it's just going to be a narrow bit. I think it's just going to be like 2-0 like last week, similar kind of game, not a great watch. Haaland will probably get an early goal. Your heads will go down, and they'll get another one in the second half, and it'll be GG as you move on.
Guys, what are you saying is a scoreline to this one? Andy's going 1-1 for this one. Simon's saying, I'd love to see us tonk them 6-0 to level it. Take a 2-0 defeat right now. I don't know why. I just always feel this way. Forest fans everywhere on my flight today. Glad you landed safely, Si. Enjoy the Middle East. Good half, Phil. I say 1-1, says David. Bloody hell. Man City have only got 4 more points than Forest over 7 games. Fair point. Fair point. They did tonk Arsenal, though. Forest needs to play like they did against Liverpool, says A1. And in the second half against Chelsea. Phil says, if Wood scores, I'll upgrade my membership. Phil, I think your money is more than safe. But I appreciate the gesture. Phil saying 4-2. James saying, just realistic, mate. You have a great team. I think he's talking to the Man City fan there. Deadwood 1, Chichester 0, says Stephen. Let's get 5 cents off and game abandoned. Does that actually really happen? Or is that just FIFA rules? I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know. Oh, look at the turncoat. Look at the turncoat. 3-0 to City.
He's thinking about it.
And I would have thought you, for Arsenal's sake, you would have wanted a Forest win here. Oh, look at all these! Look at all these big donos now promised. They're so confident. Ian, you might as well offer 100 quid, mate. It's safe. It's safe. Don't worry. Michael's saying, be slow game, but listen to him. We beat top teams before. Can do it. Don't play Wood. Why are you being negative about Wood, Michael? Why are you being negative about Wood? Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Colin's saying, who's going to get injured this week? That is a very good question. That is a very good question. Sean's going 4-1 City. All right, that's it. I'm putting my score in.
Where are you going here? Let's see. You do yourself a goal.
Wait, you can't go higher than 12-0. All right, Forest will get 1.
Okay.
They won't.
1-1, you're saying then, is it?
If I go 3-1, if it finishes 2-1 to Man City, I still get some close. I get a close, don't I?
Yeah.
And then if it's 4-1, I'd still be a close.
Yeah,
so 3-1 for the Predictor League. It's probably a good score. But if they go 6-0, then that goes out the window. Okay, I'm going reverse psychology. I'm going for Forest to lose. This is the only second time I've done it on this Predictor League. And last time I did that was against Liverpool. Will, trust me. I know what I'm doing, Will. I did it against Liverpool and it worked. I'm going to do it today. Trust me. This guarantees a Forest win. 3-1 Man City.
What's the
that
percentage?
hurts so much to press it, man.
Anyone gone for Forest? Let's have a look. I can't see it on my screen.
I don't know if you guys will see it if I do it. Let me see who's gone for Forest. I don't think it will come up quite clearly, but let's have a quick look. Oh, this is going to mess the whole thing up now. Hold on. I gotta just turn that off. I knew it'd do it. I knew it'd go all spinny circle on me.
Let's just assume no one went for Forest to win, which makes sense.
All right, the true fans. JP went 1-0 to Forest. Tuna Holmes went 9-1 to Forest. Red Dog, you are a legend. He went 1-0 Forest, and Super Suffix went 1-0. Let's see who didn't. Ez has gone for a draw. My God.
Throwing away points.
Wait, let's have a look at. Oh God, look at all these turncoats. Ant, turncoat. DJ, turncoat. 5. Jamo's gone 5-0. Desiree's gone 5-0. Mo's gone 4-0, man. Son of a gun. Ant's gone 3-0. Ant, you're despicable. We won't talk about me. Nottingham Now and Then's gone 3-1 as well. What? How could you go 3-1 against your own team? Ginger, thank you so much for subscribing. All right, that I don't want to. Let's not shame the Plastic Forest fans again. Let's get back into it. Okay, let's. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow at all. The thing is, I then got to pick the missus and the kids up from the airport, and the first question I'm going to get from my son is, "Daddy, what was the score between my team and your team?" Oh crap! This thing's done it again, man. I knew I shouldn't have done that.
The next game is Wolves Boring Mal, so we know what it is.
Wait, I've messed this up.
Have you already put your score in for that one?
No, it does that mess up thing, man. It's just I hate this website, man. Why can't I see the?
Click on the to do thing on the left.
Wait, hold on. We've done these. We've done Forest. I did that to do thing. Help me! I'm stuck. I've done the to do thing. All right, there it's fixed.
There you go.
Okay, okay. Wolves, boring mouth. Oh, there's a lot of teams playing each other down below Forest here, man.
This is another
This
one.
surely is a banker. Guys in the chat. Guys in the chat. Who do we want to win this one?
Well, if you're going for the locking in Everton, the Leeds beating Everton, then you got to go for
Sharky, hold on, Nick. Thank you so much for the £2. You turncoat Wolverine. Sharky, I saw. Yeah, I kind of think. Do I want Bournemouth to win this one?
No, man, you're crazy. You just went on a whole speech about Leeds winning to keep Everton down. You've got to have the same theory. I mean, and to even think that you'd want Boring Mouth to win, man. We're meant to be the founding members of the Get Boring Mouth Down. 9,000-seater crap stadium they've got, man. So look, I'm 100% backing Wolves in this one. You say they play good football. I think they play all right football, but nothing special. Let's talk about that game last week, actually, against Southampton. That red card, did you see it? They got man sent off because a third player approached.
Oh yeah, this third player rule. Yeah,
this third player rule that I've never seen written down or seen used before as an excuse to send someone off, but it was completely bizarre.
Guys in the chat, do you know this rule? Is this even a rule? So what Twist is talking about is when players descend onto the ref, yeah, and the first person goes, calls him a effing this, effing that. The second person comes, it's still fine. And then a third person comes, and that third person gets booked. And that's how he got sent off, didn't he?
And he didn't even say anything. He just walked up and got sent off.
He just kind of came along. You're right, lads. So is that a rule or what? Yeah, Diaz got booked as well. You're right, Pac-Man. But is it a rule? Is it an actual rule?
If it's a rule, someone's getting sent off every game, man. It'd get crazy, man. You just walk past. You're probably walking back to your position. You just get a random red card for walking past the referee, man. It's crazy, but I mean, they turned it around and won the game anyway, so justice was served in that sense. But
Phil says, two's company, three's a crowd. Nah, it's BS, no rules. You know what's more BS? Is there's 100 of you in here and 40 likes. So please hit that damn like button, you lazy gits. It's free. Press it. It's time to play, says Stephen. 3-0 to Wolves. I'll take that. Michael's saying, never heard that. Yeah, I know. Nor have we. That's why I'm asking you lot. You lot know more about football than we do. But it's like, is there an actual written rule that says it? Or have the refs just made it up and just gone, 1, 2, no, you. Ip, dip, dog, shit kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. Pac-Man saying, if it is, Bruno Fernandes should hardly be on the pitch. Pac-Man, I really like you.
Nah, he would never get sent off because he's always the first one up, man. He's first in that queue,
man. Wolves are my second team this year, says Phil. Phoenix rising from the flames. James saying, refs are soft. Woke knobs.
If they win, they go ahead of you. So actually, this will knock you down a spot if you do back Wolves.
Oh, crap.
You got to factor that in as well, man. They'll move on.
I've got Wolves to finish ahead of us, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much safe, to be honest. They've got 23 points now. They've gone to 26. That'll be a massive move up for them. Yeah, I think they're safe. I don't think they're the ones that you want to be thinking to lose every week, especially.
I wish we were playing Boring Mouth at home, man.
They've got a lovely record. Look at them L's, 2 draws. To be fair to Boring Mouth, man, I do hate them, but I watched the Newcastle game against them, and they actually played pretty well. They probably deserved more than a point against Newcastle. They actually played some decent football, but I don't think they're surviving. They're on, 18 points now?
Yeah, they're gone, man. They're gone. I think this is Wolves all day. I think it'll be tight.
Yeah, there's not going to be high scoring.
He said, come over and calm down, lads. Spacebar just in time. We're about to go to Newcastle in a second. And if you mention Chris Wood once, we're just going to block you. Bournemouth 0-0. It could be a draw. It could be a draw.
Could be.
Phil saying, last time I rated Wolves, Steve Bull. Bloody hell, there's a flash from the past there. Bournemouth had just shit up the Wolves. Wolves will survive. Wolverine, Wolves, everyone, Wolves. Yeah. I'm a secret Wolves fan. It was by far our worst performance of the season. You were atrocious that day, man. You were atrocious. We're saying party time here. Playtime, sorry. Playtime says tricky. Official from PGMOL. There is no third man rule, but they have recently instructed refs to clamp down on crowding the ref. So is that a rule or not then?
I mean,
Is that like a verbal rule?
what counts as a crowd, man? I know it's the saying three's a crowd, but still, come on.
Two's company, three is a crowd. They're taking it literally, aren't they?
That's the thing, man. They weren't even being aggressive or I don't know. It was crazy to me, but anyway.
I'm going 2-1 Wolves. All right, let's move this along.
Ooh,
wait, where did you go, Nick? Wolves?
2-1 Wolves, yeah.
All right, Newcastle are looking very yellow on this graph.
Yeah, yellow, man.
Shit, this is a big game. I just saw this against Liverpool. They've only won 2. Forest have won more games in the last 7 than Newcastle. Hang your head in shame, Spacebar. Hang your head in shame.
Who did they...
Not to do it. I told you not to do it. You've been warned. We're still all very sore about this Chris Wood crap. Anyway, have Liverpool turned the corner after beating their local rivals?
I don't know, man. Have they turned the corner? I feel like I've done this before.
This is a tough one.
Leicester. I think it must have been Leicester, 30th December. I thought Liverpool were back and they went on that 3 losses before stretch. So they could just turn around and end up losing this one pretty comprehensively. But Newcastle just don't score enough goals, man. They don't turn these points into wins.
Well, Mr. Newcastle here is reminding everyone they're unbeaten in 17. I mean, if you're drawing every game, you ain't really racking up the points, are you?
Exactly. I mean, it's all well and good having a solid defense, man, but you've got to be producing some stuff the other end. I'm leaning towards a draw in this game again, man, just because I've seen all them yellows, man. I haven't been overly...
Steven saying Newcastle really missing Wood. They can have him back. It's true. Newcastle can't score. You can't score. You need him back.
Swap him for Isaac, man, I'm saying. I'll even say Maximus. I
concur, says Ian, with Wolverine. Thank you, Ian. I can't remember what you're agreeing on. But you're definitely right. I don't know, man. This is really tough.
Yeah, Liverpool got a few players back now, man. They got Diaz and Jota.
Will says, Spacebar, can we put our trousers back up now, please? Pac-Man saying, I'm backing Newcastle because fuck Liverpool. Oh, all the Man City fans are getting cocky now, aren't they? They're getting all cocky about it. Unbeaten at home this season. I seem to remember coming out of the Etihad Stadium and me and Simple As checking the phone and looking at the results. And there was one live game still ongoing that day back in August or whenever it was. And it was Liverpool at home to Newcastle. And I remember looking at the in-play and I was like, oh, it's the 98th minute. It's a draw. Oh, wait, hold on. Liverpool have just scored in the 98th minute to beat Newcastle. So...
sums Liverpool up, man. Lucky
exactly.
I can't remember it, but I'm sure there was some form of luck involved in it.
If Wolverine was a Wolves fan, building FFTV would be one of the greatest long games in YouTube history and a little over the top for the MGW. And then Forest Ant saying Newcastle haven't won a game since Wood left. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. So Spacebar, screw you. New Saudi United 2, Liverpool 2, says Stephen. Not cocky, just hate the Scousers. Surely you hate these lot more, mate. Nah, the Scousers. That's at Anfield, not St. James's Park. Mate, St. James's Park is like a church at the moment. Nothing's going in. So, I don't know. Does that even make sense?
Not quite, but it's good enough.
I was trying to think of something on the fly. I don't know, man. I don't know. Draw. It stinks of a draw.
It does stink of a draw. I already locked in 1-1, but
it also stinks of the best result that would help Man U would be Liverpool to win.
I'd probably take a draw from my point of view, to be honest. Because look, Liverpool have got how many games in hand they got? They've won 2 games in hand on a few of them. They're on 32 points. They could get back in the hunt, man. So I'd rather Liverpool not finish in the Champions League. So I'd rather a draw here from my perspective. But they have got players back, man. Jota, I've always rated Jota. Diaz looked good last season, so that could be key for them because the new boys that come in haven't really hit the ground running, have they? So,
Wait, that was
but
the message I was putting the finger up to. Sorry.
I'm going 1-0, man. I don't know what you're doing.
Guys in the chat, what are you doing? I'm not sure about this one. Should I sit on the fence?
I like to put one draw in each week, and I ain't done a draw, so I'm committing to this
James's
one.
Park should be sponsored by Specsavers. The fans are so far from the pitch, it's like watching ants. I hope you don't mean Forest Ant. Seeing Salah play Cypriot fishermen on a Thursday night would make my year, says Pac-Man. Peter's going 3-0. Spacebar saying he hopes we nick it 1-0. Back to the Wood debacle. Here comes Jan. Either the Greek father has lost his shit and is about to be sectioned, his son is taking liberties against and is going to get a trashing from daddy, or somebody's getting sacked. Or it's that Lee Chav. That's what I'm calling him now. Lee Chavley, who was ex-Newcastle, who's clearing out Newcastle for them.
What do you want? Because you obviously you're anti-Man U, so do you want Liverpool back in the race?
I would rather Liverpool got back. I'd rather not a draw. I'd rather it went one way or the other.
You just want a result either way.
I want a result either way, so someone closes in on you.
Yeah, but we're already in the Champions League with Newcastle in the spots at the moment. So if you want Man U out, you've got to be back in one of the teams to catch.
Yeah, my favourite team, Brighton, will do that, hopefully. Okay, let's get through these last couple of matches. Manchester United, Varchester United, who yet again avoids another handball penalty against them in the Mickey Mouse Europa Cup.
The agenda off the bat instantly. I've got to defend every decision.
I'm just stating facts. Was that not handball?
I've got to defend every decision that goes for Man U, and you just completely ignore or just happen to not see the stuff that goes against us, like when Rashford's running clean through on goal, gets taken out, whether it's a free kick or a penalty, I don't care. It's a red card. VAR could have got involved. The ref could have seen it. Neither happened.
They couldn't get involved.
They can get involved on a red card.
No, it was about checking for a penalty, and it was outside the box.
So you're saying they can't get involved in red cards? So
did I just say that?
No, because I'm saying the incident could have been reviewed based on the fact it could have been a red card because Rashford.
So you just want to ignore the first point that was raised about the handball in your box, yeah? Just so we know where you stand.
I just want to put out there that your agenda is always the decisions that are for Man U and not looking at the whole picture of a game.
I'll refer you to my video where Varchester United have gained one of the most points.
If you want to go off these tables, man, it's subjective like you wouldn't believe. Because if you Google...
So this thing you're talking about, is it subjective or objective?
If you Google Premier League table without VAR, you'll get about 5 different...
So this incident you're talking about, is it subjective or objective?
Well, what decision are we bringing it back to now? Bringing it back to the Fred handball?
No, bring it back to your one. Is it subjective or objective?
That decision was most clear cut. I mean, the Fred one was, I've seen it.
Is it subjective or objective?
Look, he was running through on goal. And
I give up. There's no point in this argument because you can't answer simple questions. Yeah. Fred was handball and Rashford was outside the box. End of discussion.
Oh, but so you're admitting there was a red card, though?
Didn't admit to a red card. I didn't think it was a red card. There was a covering defender.
No, there wasn't a covering defender.
There was. Anyway, Varchester United against Leicester. Leicester are on form, man.
Yeah, they got Maddison back, but we ain't no Spurs here. We ain't going to just crumble under the fact they've got one good player back in their team and do a Spurs and lose 4-1 or whatever it was last week. In Ten Hag, we trust, man. We are on a high right now. Not only are we getting the oil money, man, we absolutely got the best manager in the world right now.
Best manager in the world?
Ten Hag has turned Weghorst into a pressing cam and gone to the freaking new camp and was gone away with a comfortable, could have been a win, ended up being 2-2 draw against
should have been a loss
against the Barca team when he conceded 7 goals all season, best defensive record.
I'm sorry, remind me, is this in the Champions League?
Well, it's not in the Champions League, but we still played. And none of the stuff I said was relevant to why you asked that question. I said they've conceded 7 goals in the league, the best defensive record.
The league that only consists of Real Madrid who are having a bad season, Atletico Madrid. Could you name all the other 18 to 20 teams that are in that Spanish league?
I mean, what kind of question is that?
That's the right kind of question. That's the right kind of question.
So you're saying La Liga is crap, basically?
I mean, Pac-Man, exactly. It was our best in the world. Stop smoking spice. Absolutely, man. 7-0. The more twist talk, the more I realize how much I hate Man United. Thank you, Spacebar. Thank you. I mean,
Look,
I don't need to say anything. I need to let him talk. That's literally all I do. Best manager think you've banged your head, pal, says Grant.
well, we'll see. We'll see.
So you're bringing some Dutch smoking potweed head with a dip in the middle of his goddamn bold ass forehead, who's won nothing, and you're claiming he's the best manager in the world.
If from everyone else's point of view, he will be soon because look, he's turned around Man U.
All right, so he will be soon means he is the best manager in the world, yeah?
From my perspective, he's the best manager. From everyone else's,
that's not what you said initially. You said
what
the best manager in the world.
Oh my God, he is semantics of picking up minor issues. Look, he's doing an incredible job. No one can deny he's turned Man U around from the embarrassment of what was last year to where we are now.
He hasn't turned you around.
Even the embarrassment of the first two games, from there to turn us around to where we are now, still in 4 competitions. We've got a game every 3 days, ridiculous schedule right now, yet we're still turning in results. We're still getting wins. So look, I couldn't be happier as a Man U fan.
That's what he reminds me of, Pac-Man. That crystal skull in Indiana Jones. That's literally what he... Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
The crystal skull.
Do you remember it? That see-through crystal skull in the new Indiana Jones. With that little... Oh, it's so funny. Oh, God. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, sorry. Stop using big words on Twist, says Peter. When you get new owners, they will get a new manager. Fact, says Ian.
Nah, why would they do that? It would make zero sense, man. We've got the best manager in the world, so why would they...
Grant says this guy's that a bold claim with no silverware. That's what makes managers. Exactly. Trust me, he's deluded. He's deluded. Trust me. Jan saying you can't trust my predictor. I've chucked a tenner on Nottingham Forest double tomorrow. Forest and Wood. Oh my God, man. What the actual hell? Okay, so with your quote-unquote best manager in the world, who's, I believe, won in the Dutch league, wasn't it? The really competitive Dutch league.
Yep.
What are you calling for tomorrow, Twist?
Well, I never put Man U down to lose like you do with your team, so I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-1 win.
3-1 win. All right, cool. It's going to be 1-1. 1-1 straight up.
See if you get the warning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you're celebrating a warning. Got a warning when Forest beat Liverpool.
Get the warning, man. It's key.
Pac-Man says, how are you going to ship 6 goals to rivals and still claim you're the best in the world? Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah,
Twist best mate is the ex-Southampton manager. That'll be the next Man U manager. All right, let's move on to the final game of the weekend, which is Tottenham. It's a shame St. Palaz isn't here against West Ham. I'll give you credit. For the first time in knowing you for 100 years, I'll give you credit. But unlucky is what I'll say. Because you did say Spurs will probably do the most Spursy thing, like on last week's show, and go and lose to Leicester. And I quote, you said 4-1. However, you backed Spurs to win.
I didn't have the courage of my convictions, man. I should have more confidence in how Spursy are, man. I mean, it was the most obvious result you could ever think of. But they did it. They do what they always do. They've blown it again. But Conte's not around for this game, so they're probably going to give him a boost.
Point.
That's a boost for Spurs, so they're probably going to win it. This assistant manager seems like he knows what he's doing more than Conte. But West Ham, from a Forest point of view, obviously want West Ham to lose. From a Man U point of view, I'm not worried about Spurs, to be honest with you. I'm not worried about getting caught by Spurs. They're not a great team. They've not been playing great football all year. And I'm thinking I'm leaning towards a draw potentially on this one.
Really?
How much? I don't know. What, are you thinking a comfortable home win?
I just don't know with Spurs. I just literally have no clue with Spurs. They're an enigma, man. How they're 5th in the league is beyond me. They don't draw, man. Look at that. They don't draw. L-dub, double L, double dub L.
Yeah, they are weird. I'll give them that. It's just the weirdness comes a lot from Conte as well, where there's just stubbornness to never bring on subs, never change the back three, never bring on these Richarlison, never really give them
like you mentioned, he's not there tomorrow or Sunday, whenever it is.
Probably going to still.
I need West Ham to lose, man. I'm going to be straight with you, because if West Ham lose when we play them next week, at their Rent a Cop stadium, they can't overtake us whatever the result.
That is
So
true.
they have to lose tomorrow.
Okay, they're
Yeah, I
on
think they're
20
on 21 points. How many points are they on?
They're on 20, so if they win, they're on 23, which point
Yeah,
behind
we're
you.
on 24. So if they lose to Spurs, there's still a 4-point cushion, and we got them next weekend.
Yeah,
So
even
for
a
me, they
draw,
have to lose. I have to back Spurs on this one. I'm going to put my Forest goggles on.
you could do with them getting lumped by a few goals as well, because they've actually got the best goal difference in the bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to get 3-1. I'm going to get 3. I'm using the old noggin here. The problem is, whatever score you want for Forest never seems to go. It's so annoying. By the way, just closing that poll out, 58% of you would get rid of the Greek father for one of my Arab cousins. You absolute hypocrites! Sellouts. Sellouts.
51.
57% said they'd sell the Greek father out for more cash. There's words I could use. There's words I could use to describe you lot. Anyway, I'll go 3-1. What are you saying?
What did I do? I think I went 3-1 as well. No, 2-1, 2-1. Default
2-1.
2-1.
Colin's gone 2-0. There's a lot of Spurs stuff going on. Michael, yeah. It depends what team turns up, and it depends what Maddison does. And yeah, we will see. Okay, that's the league done. Just quick couple of things from me. Tomorrow we've got the watch along from 2:30 as Forest look to tame the beast that is Man City and the cyborg up front that is Haaland. We'll follow that with the player ratings. Then I've got to literally shoot straight off, and I mean literally to the airport to pick the wife and kids up. So then we will do the full-time FFTV Sunday night probably. And don't forget, on Tuesday, we got Sarah Clapson coming in for an exclusive interview. And members, you get to ask her all the questions you like. No Zorro questions. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow in the watch along. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. So much better without Simple As, it really is. And we'll see you then. Come on, you Reds.